If your Ruby Princess itinerary includes Ensenada, Mexico, you might be wondering, is this a quick stop? Is it walkable? Is it safe? And what is there actually to do here? Today, we're sharing everything you need to know about Ensenada Cruise Port, what it's like when you step off Ruby Princess, what's within walking distance, excursion ideas, food stops, and a few things that might surprise you.
Ensenada is the most common Mexican Riviera cruise port, and one people sometimes underestimate. It's close to Southern California, it's easy, and it doesn't feel overwhelming. But whether you choose an excursion, a food tour, or just a relaxed day walking the waterfront, there are smart ways to do this port. Let's step off Ruby Princess and explore Ensenada together. First, let's talk about the physical arrival. When Ruby Princess docks, you aren't landing at a manicured cruise village like you see in Grand Turk or Costa Maya. This is a gritty, authentic, working commercial port. You'll see massive container ships and fishing vessels right alongside you. But don't let the industrial look fool you. The walk off the ship is very straightforward. Once out of the immediate ship area, you'll head down to the pier towards a small terminal building. The area has clean restrooms, and here's a pro tip, use them before you head to town.
Yes.
And a few initial vendors. There are taxis available right at the port exit. There are tour operators set up. And if you want to go to town, you absolutely can. Most ships dock at the main cruise port near downtown. From the ship to the main shopping area, Avenida López Mateos, is about a 15-minute walk.
Exactly. It's flat, manageable, and honestly, the sea breeze on the pier is a great way to start the morning. For our seasoned cruisers, this is a very doable port without needing transportation.
Now let's address something that catches people off guard. As you exit the port gates to enter the city, you will pass through an agricultural product security checkpoint, and yes, there is almost always a working security dog there. We saw some people get nervous, but there's no need to be. These dogs are professionals. They are looking for agricultural products, fruits, and other prohibited items. So here's a really crucial tip. Do not take fruit, meat, veggies off the ship. Even an apple from the Horizon Court buffet can get you pulled aside. It will get you pulled aside if the dog sits next to you. It's not because you're in trouble. It's likely because you have a granola bar in your pocket that smells like honey.
That's true. So just keep walking at a steady pace. Don't try to pet the dog. It's working. It's a very fast process. Usually takes less than 10 seconds to pass through. You just keep walking, no stopping unless security directs you. If you've never experienced this in a cruise port before, it can feel unexpected, but it's routine here.
So let's answer the big question. Yes, Ensenada is walkable. Well, you can take a shuttle bus for about $4 at the time of recording. It really isn't that necessary. Once you leave the port area, you're on a main road that leads directly to the tourist district. There are sidewalks, there are shops, there are restaurants, but let's set expectations. This is not a polished European port, it's Mexico. It's colorful, it's lively, it's loud, it's authentic. You'll see local life mixed with tourism, and that's really part of its charm.
If mobility is a concern, you may want to take the shuttle. The sidewalks can be uneven in spots, so wear comfortable shoes. This is not the day for brand new sandals. But if you're comfortable walking 10 to 15 minutes at a relaxed pace, you can absolutely explore on your own.
So let's talk about options if you want to stay close to the ship. Starting with the shopping and strolling Avenida López Mateos. If you keep walking, you'll hit Avenida López Mateos. This is the main tourist artery. This is where you'll find the farmacias, which are very popular for cruisers, the leather shops and the silver jewelry. Here's a negotiation tip. The price is usually not marked. You can usually negotiate a little, but be polite, be firm, and remember that a US dollar will work very well. Also look for Husong's Cantina, the oldest bar in Baja. It's dusty, it's loud, it's legendary. Even if you don't drink, just peeking inside is a trip back in time. If you do one thing in Ensenada, you have to eat. This city is acclaimed as the birthplace of Baja style fish tacos. You may want to head for the area near the Mercado Negro, the black market, which is a working and vibrant fish market. You want to look for the stalls with the longest line of locals.
Yes.
Specifically look for Tacos Mi Ranchito Phoenix, or the legendary La Guerranista, the streetcar made famous by Anthony Bourdain. If you're looking for beer-battered fish, crunchy cabbage, and that amazing crema, yeah, it's there. And let's talk price. You can eat royally for about $10. Most places will take dollars, but your change might come in pesos. And here's a safety note on food. If you do have a sensitive stomach, stick to the established brick-and-mortar restaurants like Mule 3 on the waterfront. If you want the authentic Ensenada experience, the street stalls are where the magic happens.
And after lunch, we recommend walking the Malecon. This is the waterfront boardwalk. It feels relaxed, not hectic. Quick question for you. If you had just one afternoon in Ensenada, are you headed straight for the taco stands or are you out to the vineyards? You can't pick both. Let us know in the comments. We'd love to hear where everybody lands.
So now let's talk excursions. If you don't want to walk around town, Ensenada offers some excellent tours. If you've been to Ensenada before and want something different, you have to head to Valle de Guadalupe. It's the Napa Valley of Mexico. It's about a 40-minute drive. The scenery shifts from coastal industrial to rolling Mediterranean hills. The wine is world class. If the Ruby Princess offers vintage tours, take it. If you enjoy wine tasting, this is a fantastic option. And then there is La Bufadora. It's one of the largest blowholes in North America. The reality check, it's a bit of a drive, about 45-50 minutes, and you have to walk through a gauntlet of exceptionally persistent vendors to get to the water. If you like a lively market scene, you'll love it. If you hate being hustled and bothered, you may want to skip this and stick to wine country.
There's also cultural tours, cooking classes, horseback riding, and even off-road adventures. Ensenada actually offers more variety than people expect. You can book through Ruby Princess or other vendors such as Shore Excursions Group.
So let's talk logistics. You can use US dollars in most tourist areas, but you may receive change in pesos. Credit cards are widely accepted in established restaurants and shops, but smaller vendors are going to be cash-based. Yeah. We recommend bringing some small bills.
Safety-wise is a very common cruise stop. Stay in the main tourist area. Be aware of your surroundings like you would anywhere. We did feel comfortable walking during the day.
Yeah, Ensenada is often a short port stop, sometimes late morning to early evening. So check your all aboard time carefully. This is not a port to push your luck. It's easy to return to the ship because it's close, but don't cut it too close. Give yourself cushion time.
We like to head back at least an hour before all aboard. That way you're not stressed, and vacation should not be stressful.
So when you head back to Ruby Princess, you go through security again. It's similar to an airport, bags on the scanner, you walk through a metal detector. It's organized and it's efficient.
Lines can build up in the late afternoon when everyone returns at once. So again, we recommend heading back at least an hour before all aboard. Vacation should not feel rushed.
And here's part of the port that we absolutely loved. Once you clear security and head back toward Ruby Princess, they had an authentic mariachi band playing. It was really fun and an unexpected touch.
It really completely changed the energy. You go from structured security to live music, and suddenly it feels festive and welcoming. It's one of those little moments that reminds you you're in Mexico. Colorful, musical, joyful, and it made returning to the ship feel like really part of the experience, not just the end of the port day.
Ensenada is great for cruisers who enjoy relaxed exploration, and if you cruise in the Mexican Riviera, or frankly any cruise from the west coast of the United States heading south or to Hawaii, you most likely will find it on your itinerary. If you want an easy day without complicated transportation, this works great.
If you're expecting dramatic ruins and tropical beaches right at the pier, this is not that kind of port. But if you want food, culture, local flavor, and wine country nearby, it delivers. So that's Ensenada from Ruby Princess. Easy to navigate, walkable, relaxed, and honestly, more to do than people often expect. I know, us as well. If you have questions about Ensenada, leave them in the comments below. And if you're sailing on Ruby Princess soon, tell us your itinerary. We love hearing where everybody is headed next.
If this video helped you cruise smarter and travel better, we'd really appreciate it if you subscribed and gave it a thumbs up. It truly helps our channel grow and lets us keep bringing you honest cruise guides like this. So thanks for sailing along with this. I'm Pat, and that's Kathy.
Yes.
And we'll see you in the next one.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.